Hi, welcome to our first ever long video. This is
Ashlyn?
okay, and Ashlyn, your topic was you think Americans should be more educated on the issues in Iran, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I know we talked a little bit about like why we should care and like the moral stuff. Can you tell me a little bit more about like what is happening in Iran? Like go a little into detail on what you think like we need to know as Americans.
Okay, so what is going on in Iran has been going on since 1979, since the Islamic regime came into Iran.
Hmm.
Now, obviously, these citizens do not want to follow those rules, keeping their hair
Hmm.
covered, having all these rules, not being able to be outside with the opposite gender,
Hmm.
all of those things. I believe like there's some like
Hmm.
weird things going around saying that like like it's Islamophobia or stuff like that,
Hmm.
but you can't really have like
Hmm.
dictate people's religions
Yeah.
in a whole country. And in my opinion, like the Iranian people is so much different from
Hmm.
the Iranian religion
Hmm.
that's happening right now.
Yeah, so a little bit in episode 6 with Josh, we talked about this, but I'm going to ask you, do you think the US should intervene at all in what's happening in Iran, or should it be more of a people's movement?
I believe that the U.S. should make moves to eliminate the
Mm-hmm.
IRI because those civilians, if the IRI is weakened, they
Mm-hmm.
will like finish it off
What
because
does IRI stand for?
it stands for the Islamic Republic of Iran.
Okay. And so, do you think Iran should become a state that is not governed by religion?
Yes.
Okay.
There is Reza Pahlavi, which was the son of the former
Mm-hmm.
Shah, and he does want to come back. And obviously, the Iranian citizens want him to be
Mm-hmm.
back in office, want him to be there for support.
Mm-hmm. So you want to
Yes.
reinstate the original ruler before the Islamic regime came in?
Yes.
Okay, and so the US and like every country has a lot of its own issues economically, socially, and the US specifically tends to when it helps out countries, it tends to come in and do like a neo-colonialism thing where they put their own leader in and they do whatever they want. Do you have any way to like safeguard Iran to keep other countries, the US included, from like interfering?
I believe that if the US like negotiates with the
Mhm.
IRI, it's going to wait until the
Yeah.
president is over with, and
Mhm.
they're going to wait to be like, "Oh, there's a new president. They're not
Mhm.
too war savvy. We're going to go and we're going to do this. We're
Mhm.
going to mess up with this."
Mhm.
So you're just giving them more time to basically also interfere with like all these other
Okay.
countries, and it's not just about that country. I believe like since Reza Pahlavi, he's basically
Mhm.
over here and he's been educated,
Mhm.
reinstating him. Like
Okay.
because the
Yeah,
Iranian
they'd
citizens
probably
want
want to
him.
do that anyways, the
Yeah.
US. Okay. Another question for you. Do you think countries have like a moral obligation to help Iran right now?
I mean, morally, I mean this is like a war crime if you think about it. The RI, like what government is
Hmm.
okay with killing like eight like thousands and
Hmm.
thousands of their civilians? Like if you think about it, what are they going to do to other countries? And
Hmm.
also if you look at like even Iranian like history, like a lot of cultures have
Hmm.
been influenced by that history. So moral obligation, if you want to look at like the people, they're amazing. Like I wouldn't
Hmm.
say the people themselves are bad. You have to differentiate the IRI from the Iranian
For sure.
people.
Um, okay, another question for you. So, do you think like a good first step would be sending in like journalists and people who can get like actual information on what's happening there?
I'm not sure that would be
Hmm.
like too smart because
Yeah.
of what's going on. Like there, like civilians already like dying over
Hmm.
there. So
So how do you suggest that we get information on what's happening? Because I know one of the things you said was like the media is very like it's being silenced. Iran is being silenced. So how would you say that we give Iran a voice? Do you have any ideas on that?
yes. So Iran is obviously a culture that's like over 3,000 years old, and just asking like actual like Iranian people
Mhm.
about what they believe, like what the culture is. Like you can even
Mhm.
have more talks about people, like what their beliefs are.
Mhm.
But I believe like if you want to be more educated, definitely look at just like the history
Mhm.
and look at like the old rules, what happened before 1979.
So like in context, like look at it all in
Yes.
context. Okay. And then so Do you know if there's a population of people in Iran who still support the IRI, or is it mostly like they're against it?
I believe mostly they're against it. I remember when Reza Pahlavi in January, he
Mhm.
asked people to go and protest, and like
Mhm.
about one third of the civilians came out to protest, and that's 30 million people.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah, if you think about it, like
Yeah.
there's probably a little bit, but those people are like,
Mhm.
like they're crazy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. There's always
Yeah.
crazy people in the world, so yeah.
Okay. Anything else you want to say on the video before we end?
I would like to say that definitely do your research, and if you think about it, like Iran even goes back to the Bible. Like
Mhm.
it was known as Elam, and they
Mhm.
were like to help like other people. They even helped like Jewish people
Mhm.
in the Bible. And I would say that it's influenced the world through poetry, songs, food, mail systems, bazaars,
Mhm.
cleanliness, art, language. If you look at like the language of Persian culture,
Mhm.
literally like a thank you could mean like I would sacrifice myself for you.
Yeah.
So if you think about that, like that's really rich in culture,
Mhm.
and I believe sometimes we need that like in the world
Yeah.
sometimes. And
Yeah.
yeah, definitely just like look at the
The history in
yeah,
context, everything.
and
Okay.
I've known like Iranian Americans, and
Mhm.
they're like the nicest people. Like
Yeah.
even with what's going on right now, they're still very like, oh come on, like you want
Mhm.
food.
Yeah.
But I believe if you needed a moral obligation, imagine it being like your family.
Yeah.
Imagine it being you.
Mhm.
Like Cyrus, about thousands of years ago, he created the first human rights charter.
Mhm.
So like, just imagine if it was you. And
Mhm.
those empires, they had like not just Persian people. They
Yeah.
had multiple different ethnic groups, and they made that first human charter to protect the people, all the people.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Thank you so much, Ashlyn.
yeah.